Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, this is another, TV show review. Today we're tackling Season 1 of Gravity Falls. No, I do have the entire season, or show, I should say, 2 seasons. And this is going to be Season 1 and 2, so here it is. Cool little disc, got Dipper, Mabel, Grunkle Stan, and Little Gideon. So this is, I believe, the first 20 episodes of the show. There are 40. So I guess that makes sense that the first season has 20. But, this is a show that I have seen before. And I figured I'd, might as well talk about it. So, this season is kind of... Animated shows kind of go through this kind of weird phase, especially in this kind of 2010, 2011, 12, era, where, like you take, Adventure Time, freaking, regular show, stuff like that, Gumball. These shows, especially Adventure Time, regular show, and Gravity Falls, these shows begin kind of dumb and funny. It's just like, you could watch episode 1 first, you could watch episode 7 first. It doesn't matter, because it's all just goofy, random crap, you know what I mean? And it's good, goofy, random stuff, but it is, goofy and random, and there's no real, big overarching plot. Until you move on to Adventure Time is around maybe like season 5, 6, it starts to venture more toward, still has comedy, but a little bit more seriousness. Regular show, same thing, when that kind of toward the middle end of that show. And this season 1 is essentially completely random funny. Now, there is an overarching lore to the show where, Dipper finds a journal and he kind of goes through it and he's kind of, finding the other journals. So it's not like you can watch episode 10 first. You still should watch the show, even in season 1 in order, because there are things in it where you're like, wait a minute, how did he find that book? Why are they referencing gnomes? Because, if you don't watch episode 1 first, which has the gnomes, you'll be a little confused. So stuff like that. But this is a show that is primarily about, 12-year-old Dipper and 12-year-old Mabel, brother and sister, and they go to Gravity Falls, Oregon to spend the summer with their Grunkle Stan, Great Uncle Stan, and random stuff happens. Now, the animation is spectacular. I think that the writing is top-notch. This is probably one of the top 5, even maybe top 3 funniest shows ever. Not even just anime, just funniest shows ever. The writing, yes, it's a kid-friendly show, but it's not a kids show. Of course, I think we all should know by now, again, kids show is stuff like Dora, Arthur, stuff that is generally only made for children, toddlers, little kids, you know what I mean? This is an animated show. Big difference. Yes, it's appropriate. I would say probably 12, 13 up, because, again, there are some jokes in here that are pretty... there's no, like, crap or, damn or pissed, no swear words, but it is, it has that kind of mature-ish humor without going into strictly adult-oriented content, and that's what makes it funny. There are poop jokes, there are jokes that a little kid would laugh at, but they're not dumb kiddie humor jokes, the writing is spectacular, and again, it really makes... every joke funny. Every freaking character in the show, from Dipper, Mabel, Grunkle Stan, Lazy Susan, Seuss, Wendy, they're all fantastic, and they're all greatly written. They're all fantastically written in such a great way where you're like, wow, I believe these, Dipper tries to get with Wendy, and it's not like, hey, it's not like really dumb and stupid. It makes sense to every character, and it's really, really well done. In terms of the writing, again, I laugh out loud every single episode more than 2 times or 3 times per episode. I'll watch Phineas and Ferb, and Phineas and Ferb is a great show too, a great animated show, but Phineas and Ferb more or less is more unstructured with, more all ages humor. This is more teenage up humor. And I do laugh at Phineas and Ferb, even more than Gravity Falls probably, but this show is very funny in a very... I don't want to say mature way, but again, the writing, like I said, it leads to more of a, more dark humor, so to speak. There's a little bit of blood that I remember in season 2. There's just racy, kind of weird humor. Apparently, the cops are gay. I don't see it. I don't really care, whatever. It is kind of, they play the cops, if they are that way, kind of like The Simpsons would. They kind of make fun of it, which I'm not saying it's okay to make fun of that, but that's the style they're going for, just like you can tell they're good friends and they're cops, and then apparently they went liberal or something, or woke, I don't know, and now they're gay. I don't know. I don't really care. They are funny, though, and again, toward the end of season 1, it kind of plays these 2 characters as more of a joke than, take this seriously, you know what I mean? But I had to bring that up because, I don't want to say the show is woke, because it's not, and if they are that way, it doesn't really bother me too much, because they're funny, like, they're funny characters, and it is really funny to see, these 2 cops just kind of, the one is, like, essentially mental, and the other one's just, like, really laid back and funny, and then, Dipper and Mabel, they're great, Grunkle Stan's really freaking funny, Little Gideon, who's like a little pig baby, who's like 12 or 13, like Dipper and Mabel. You know, he's kind of like this telepathy dude, you know, and they go through this crazy stunt where, you know, it turns out he is using magic and he's using one of the books. You know, there is a plot, like I said. It's not just stupid random humor, but, you know, season 2 of the show, which I'll review when I get back from Disney World, you're probably seeing this when I'm there. It has a lot of these, you know, season 2 has a lot more lore and structure and, you know, that kind of thing. Not to say this doesn't, but again, as I said in the beginning of the video, it is kind of loosey-goosey in terms of its narrative, but it still does connect. And the fact that Gideon can kind of get these books, and he kind of just jacks everything up in really crazy ways. You know, the end of season 1 has like a big freaking Gideon robot, you know, beating the crap out of houses and just destroying everything, and there's like a big climactic battle in the end. Dipper, you know, kind of is, you know, going through a character arc where he's very much treated like a baby. You know, Grunkle Stan kind of bosses him around, and he's like, man, I'm 12, but, you know, he wants to act older than he actually is. You know, he pretends to be 13. He pretends to have chest hair. He pretends to have a mustache. His voice cracks, you know, I mean, stuff like that. And toward the end of the season, he, you know, is comfortable in his own skin. And it's not just a, oh, I'm comfortable. You know, I mean, there is a general arc of, you know, when he goes into Stan's mind and he sees Stan kind of, I hate the kid. And then he's like, well, that's what I would say. I was, you know, I mean, so you can kind of relate to that character in many ways. You know, even I think episode 3 or 4, where Dipper's like, I gotta be a man, and he goes to, like, the manly manitors or whatever, and, you know, he learns the lesson that, you know, being a man isn't all about, you know, getting mad and punching things. It's about, you know, just being comfortable in your own skin, and, you know, it's pretty cool in that sense. Of course, Mabel doesn't go through that many arcs, especially anything I can relate to, because I'm a straight dude, and, you know, she's literally just attracted to dudes the whole season, which is funny, because she's 12 years old, and I guess that's what girls do. But it is kind of funny that, you know, they kind of play that for laughs. And she does drugs, apparently, which is, you know, it plays to that adult humor where she gets the smile dip and she's completely tripping out. You know, like I said, the writing is just effing perfect. You know what I mean? It's funny, and it's also a very serious show at times, too. It's not just straight-up comedy, you know? They do a really good job of balancing all that. And again, having these little dance numbers and having the, you know, it's not like every episode is a song like Phineas and Ferb, but there are songs in it that work. It's very funny. The animation is fantastic. It really sets up a plot where the end of episode 1 ends with Grunkle Stan kind of, you know, closing a door, like this door behind me. You know, just kind of like, whoa, you know, what's going to happen next, you know? And then the end of season 1 literally has him freaking taking all 3 journals, booting it up, and it's like, all right, here we go. And then it ends. You're like, fudge, you know what I mean? And I know I have season 2, I can watch it right now. I don't have enough time, though, because we're going to Disney. But, again, I'll watch it and review it when we come back. But I kind of remember what happens. I've seen the show before, but it is really interesting that, you know, this show kind of built up kind of a you know, a cult following, which is good because it's a effing good show. But it's funny because it's not just, like I said, it's not just stupid funny jokes. It's not just that mixed with a really heavy plot and really good writing and great animation. It's also this mystery type show where, you know, Gravity Falls is kind of pinned as like this really effed up like Bigfoot sighting and like, you know, flying spaghetti monster type area. And it gets to a point where at season 1, you know, there's a lot of, even the kids, teens, and adults, everyone of any age who watches the show, I would like to think they're genuinely interested in the plot. You know, what the fudge is going to happen next? You know, where are we going to go from this? And what's season 2 going to offer? And it's really a great show. You know what I mean? It takes the funniness of this era where they're starting to, you know, kind of make this a teen-friendly thing more than a kid-friendly thing. And it also offers great animation, really funny jokes, and, of course, you know, great voice acting. And, you know, genuinely good plots and good character arcs. It's really a fantastic show. If you haven't seen it, the entire show is on Disney+. Again, I have it on DVD. I'm going to be, like I said, reviewing it when I come back, the final season. Apparently there's some journals and some books and some comic books. I do have a comic book that I got at Giant Eagle that I'm going to read at Disney, so maybe I'll review that book one day. It's just a bunch of comics, like issues. But it is a really good show, and I've seen it before, but upon reviewing it for YouTube, there really aren't that many negatives. It's genuinely funny, consistently. The animation is great, the voice acting is fantastic, the storyline is great, everything about this show just clicks, and again, I cannot wait to review Season 2, so tell me in the comments down below what you think about Gravity Falls Season 1. Is it, you know, is it like kind of a mix of stupid jokes with, you know, mixed with like a really good plot, or is it kind of just too jokey for you? Is it too serious? Does it have too much of a plot? Tell me in the comments, again, what you think about the show, specifically Season 1. Again, I'll cover Season 2 at a later date. But I can't wait, man, to watch it. It's a great freaking show for all ages, and I cannot recommend it enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, leave a like. If you do, subscribe if you're new. Again, I'm going to be covering Gravity Falls and some other awesome franchises. I'm also going to be filming some stuff at Disney, so look forward to that. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.